Morning guys, welcome to for today we are having Toyota 110 which is the most loved vehicle and the most expensive, which never depreciates when it comes to value. So it has come in today to our workshop with a continuous whining noise when driving. So briefly, these are 1500cc vehicle, which is an automatic transmission. There is a manual also. It comes in two, manual and an automatic. And this specific vehicle is a two wheel front wheel drive, while there are some that also come in four wheel version. So let us check. We've removed the front wheels, now we want to, in case you're having the same problem, I think this will just give you a little bit of a hint what you are having. So it's a continuous whining noise either when you're accelerating or decelerating, so which is tends to be much boring, which tends to be raise lots of concern. So let us, after removing the front wheels, because the noise was much coming from the front right side. This is the front right side. So let us test. After removing the wheel, now we want to test how do we be able to diagnose if it's a front wheel bearing, or it's just a metal that is attracted to the if it's just it's a noise of the back plate. Now you just need to jack up your car, then position it on safety stand. Now we are going to run the engine and put it on drive, then we shall hear what noise is coming from this side. So in order for us to be able to diagnose which side of the noise is coming from, we are going to start. Also ensure that safety is always considered when doing this practical or when doing this test. So I'm going to start our vehicle. Then put it on drive. So you hear there is a noise that is coming from the front side. There's some noise that is coming from the. So after hearing that noise, we are so sure that the front side or the front right wheel bearing, this is what we call the wheel. This is the hub, this is the disc. So also you can inspect the condition of your disc by just moving your hand or your finger through the disc. When it has trenches, now it needs skimming. Also you consider the thickness of the disc. But when you rotate this also by hand, you are able to feel there's some uneven rotation of the hub, hence which shows that your hub bearing has worn out. So what we'll do, we'll just need to open the hub, remove the CV, the constant velocity joint, remove the caliper. This is the caliper. So if you're wondering if your brake pads are worn out, you can just remove your tire. You can easily inspect it at home. There are two methods. With aluminium alloy rims, you can be able to inspect your brake pads without removing the wheel. With the steel rims, then you are able to inspect your brake pads if they are worn out. So these are the brake pads you are able to see. Another indication that you'll be able to see that your brake pads are worn out is the fluid level in the master cylinder. This is what we call the brake master cylinder. It has a maximum and a minimum. When the brake fluid in this reservoir has dropped, is an indication that you need to change your brake pads. So but for today, after doing so, we are going to just replace the front wheel hub bearing. And it is always recommended that when you have an issue with your hub bearing, you can replace both sides. It's always recommended change the hub bearing of this side and the other side. So this is this is the McPherson. These are McPherson strut assembly. This is what we call the the shock absorber. So when you're moving and when you're moving in rough terrain or uneven surfaces, and you hear there are some noises that are coming from either going through a bump and moving down, either your coil spring or your shock has worn out. So this is the steering system, the tie rod and the rack end. How do you test it? By just applying a little play on this. When you hear a third sound, or when you hear some noise coming from the after playing this, after holding this and playing it, then it shows that your tie rod end and the rack end are worn out. You can also inspect, there's something that we call the grease boot. The grease boot, what we call the grease boot, this is what we call a collapsible grease boot. This is a grease boot. So when you're moving, I know when it comes to rainy season, water enters into, if it has collapsed or it has worn out, water enters into the grease boot. Hence your CV, when turning around a corner, either turning left, you shall hear sound that is tack 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 noise. Then you shall know that your constant velocity has worn out. So that's for today. We are going just to replace them. Thank you.